What's going on, people? Ryan Williams, AFC, back with another video, back with another preview for you. Arsenal taking on Brighton, coming up tomorrow at the Emirates. If you're new to the channel, of course, make sure you like, share and subscribe. Leave your comments at the bottom of the video. Click the description with my links in my Twitter and Instagram if you want to holler at me. So, where do we stand off with this? So, Arsenal currently pretty much 9th in the table. We drew our last game with Norwich. We saw a fantastic save with Leno. We saw Aubameyang miss a penalty. Then we had to put it back because, of course, Max Aarons was in the box. And Aubameyang blasted in the penalty. Pukki turned up. Cantwell scored a good goal for Norwich. Aubameyang scored a, well, I think it was a second goal. But regardless of that, we got a point away from home. So things aren't that bad. Things aren't bad because we know the position where we're in. Excuse me. We know Ljungberg hasn't got that much experience as a manager and we're in dire need of one. But regardless of that, Freddie's a legend. We love Freddie. You know what I mean? He's a real gooner and he's going to do all he can with this team. So I'm backing him to the end. So even if he gets it wrong, I'm still backing him. Do you know what I mean? I back the team. That's what I'm going to be. I'm not going to be crazy, but that's just how we have to be, guys. We have to just support it. Our main focus right now is trying to save our season and hope that the board don't make the wrong appointment. That's the situation. So really and truly, guys, we have to back the team. We're in no way to just, well, we have our opinions. We can cuss our player, etc. And I cuss the players too. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. But me personally, this is a time where we're wounded. We've been wounded for so long. Do you know what I mean? And things ain't going to get better overnight. It's going to take time. And Ljungberg's expressed that in his press conference where he says, you know, with a team, you need them through pre-season. And that's true. Halfway through the season, not even halfway, just through the season, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't even get to Christmas yet. Do you know what I mean? So, it was what it was with Emery. And now we got Freddie. So, he's got my full support, of course. But, let's get into the starting 11. Quick team news. We know Ceballos is out. And Hector Bellerin still being assessed with the hamstring problem. Of course, I checked this up on thearsenal.com. So, what team am we going to put out today? Well, for me, we know Leno's going to be in goal. He had a tremendous game last week. Well, second half after, I think, like, with the saves, I thought he was saving our skins, to be honest. But, you know, with the defence in front of him, it's not really giving him much confidence. We know Leno does have his moments, but to be honest, any of the goals, could he have saved them last week? It's hard to tell, really. But regardless of that, but Leno's in goal. Has to be in goal. So Callum Chambers is going to remain right back. I'm hoping he can have a better game. Like I said, I feel, like I said in the previous video, or if I didn't, I think he's kind of been sluggish a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? But he needs to be keeping a good form. We can't afford to have him start drowsing out or messing up. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, I love Chambers. You know what I mean? He's a player. He shows he'll do anything for the club. Do you know what I mean? And that's the type of player that I like. So, Chambers, right back. Centre back, I'm going to bring Rob Holding back in for this game. I've seen all what I've seen of, you know, Mustafi and David Luiz as a partnership, personally. Rob Holding, I know he hasn't really been on form in the last few games, but we need to keep playing him. He needs to be trying to find a little bit of form. Do you know what I mean? We've got to help the guy. He was pretty much one of our best. He was probably our best defender last season before he got injured. I've said it too many times. So for me, he needs to prove something to himself, especially to the Arsenal fans as well. But, you know, we all love Rob and we support him. no matter what. So Rob is definitely getting a nod for me. His partner now, this is where it becomes interesting because I look at David Luiz. Socrates didn't even play last week, but I'm not a fan of Socrates. I know a lot of people might get at me for it. I don't mind, but it's just my opinion. I can't have him and David Luiz as a partnership. I think it's just too much. It's too hostile for me. It's penalties in both of them. Do you know what I mean? So, boy, it is what it is. But to be honest, when I look at the quality, when I can look at long balls, that I have to go with David Luiz. He does offer more than Socrates when it comes in terms of actually distributing the ball from the back. Like, he can pick out Aubameyang from the back line. Do you know what I mean? We've seen that. So he has to play, fortunately. But, you know, I can't. Mustafi, I don't think he's ready. Clearly last week, I think after the ball deflected off him to go in the goal, he didn't really look confident in the second half. It was what it was with Mustafi. You know what it's like with Mustafi. He's up and down, and I just feel, well, maybe because of the manager change, maybe that had an effect on him also. You never know with the players. But regardless of that, I think maybe we can look at him in the next Europa League match that we play, the last group leg. I'd rather play him that. So, yeah. Well, Kiritiri or Sead Kolasinac. I mean, Kolasinac has just come back. He played the full 90 last week. No side of Kiritiri at all. So, Kiritiri's getting into this one. I don't think Kolasinac did that bad, but he could have done a little bit better. He wasn't as sharp enough as we all like to hope he would be. Do you know what I mean? Because when we first got him, he was different. But throughout the Emery reign, he hasn't been great. But again, like I said, you know, we don't know how he's been utilised now under Freddie. So that was only one training session. Again, we can't criticise. So, but we know what we're going to get with Kolasinac. Again, but I'm not digging out the players. I'm just being honest. So Kiritiri's going to get the nod for me. We need some young blood in there, man. And of course, Kiritiri's experienced, but he's not experienced in the Premier League though. But you know, you got David Luiz, Rob Holding's beside him. So what more could you ask? And Tierney needs to play. He offers much more than Sead Kolasinac. Now, the midfield. Now, this is where it actually gets interesting. Now, I've got to be honest. It's going to be hard for me because I've said I won't put Xhaka back in the team because I don't, after the whole Palace situation. But when you look at the basis of his play last week, he didn't really do too bad. He wasn't really one of the worst players on the pitch. He actually can put his head up high from that. So, I don't know. Maybe we should actually put him back in because maybe the outburst and that and the fans did get behind him. You know, none of the negativity and all that. And we all knew, like I said it before in the summer, Xhaka getting the captaincy bad just made things worse. And of course, everything just imploded. But, you know, I'll be a hypocrite saying I don't want Xhaka back in the team after what he did. But he still plays for us. You know, he's still contracted to us. He had a better game last week. In fact, he even had, that's 2 games in a row because of the Frankfurt game. He wasn't doing that bad. You know what I mean? Then the whole team just tumbled. I'm not saying Xhaka was the shining light of that game either, but I mean, he didn't do too bad. But boy, I don't know, man. I don't know. Lucas Torreira is going to play. That's a fact. I'm going to have him sitting at the base. I'm definitely going with the 4-2-3-1. Matteo Guendouzi. Now, this is interesting. Again, this is why I didn't exactly say Xhaka is in the team. Now, Guendouzi, he looked all right. In the first half last week, he looked all right. But again, ball watching. Again, taking too much touches. He needs to be... I hope Freddie is trying to beat this into him. I hope Freddie sees this as well. Because we know what Guendouzi could potentially be, because we see so many glimpses of that. But again, the discipline issues I have with him is he's not born in the ball quick enough sometimes. He used to. And sometimes he don't really run at defenders as much anymore. Like, he just takes his time, passes the ball around. It's just like, no, we got Ozil for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, step it up, man. You need to kick up the backside. So, you know what? Controversial or not, I'm going to pick Xhaka for this. Fuck it. Because Guendouzi, as much as I like him, he just needs to fix up, bro. But, yeah, man, I'm sorry. But tell you, you're going to have to hit the bench for this one, man, Carl. Boy, I don't know. So, who goes in the hole? Should it be Mesut Ozil? Should it be Joe Willock? Could it be Emil Smith-Rowe? Not sure. Well, I'm going to go with Mesut Ozil. He's just going to be there in the diamond, in the hole, sorry. The midfield. So, what do we do? Do we do Pepe, Abba, and Laka? Do we do Pepe, Martinelli, and Abba? So many options. What do we do? So, let's be real here, guys. Let's look at this. So, Lacazette hasn't really been great lately. I think he's just overrunning it. He's over 40. He's just overthinking it. I'm not sure where his confidence levels are right now, or where his head's at. But I don't know, man. I might have to drop him on the bench for this one. And this actually personally hurts me, because I've said it in the past. I actually prefer Lacazette to Aubameyang because of the way he works. But Aubameyang's been showing me differently lately. At times, I've seen him coming back. I've seen him putting in tackles now, which is good. But keeping it consistently through the 90 minutes. I'm seeing a lot of people say, where's Aubameyang through 90-minute games? That was one of those people too. But he's starting to try and do different, which is decent. But, you know, he needs to work harder, and the whole team needs to work harder anyways. But we know Aubameyang anyways, he's not that player to really track back. But he will do it. He's the captain of the team. So Aubameyang's going up top for me. Gabriel Martinelli is going to get the nod. I think, personally, he's been on fire. Why are we going to ash that out? So, I'm going to put Martinelli on. And, you know, I'm gonna give Pepe the nod simply because he needs to adjust. I want to see where his head's at. And if it's not really right, Saka could come on. Simple as that. A Lacazette could come on. Aubameyang can move. Do you know what I mean? Or Gabriel can move up top. So, that's my starting 11. So for this game, I'm going to go for an Arsenal win. I'm going to go 2-1. As much as I would love to see a clean sheet for us, but I don't know. Again, like I said, the defence is just, boy, it's not great. It's not great. But at the end of the day, we got to back the team. We got to back Freddie. We got to back, you know, the coach. Obviously, he is Freddie. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm going with a 2-1 win. I'm going to be positive. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to cuss. And, you know, I know Freddie lacks experience. I get it. And it's true. He does. And I even said it in a previous video on what manager we should get. And I said, well, it'll probably be Freddie for now until they can get someone like Allegri. You know, I'm hearing Poch. I'm hearing Bear people. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's the club's decision. I can only make my opinion as other YouTubers do on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to necessarily agree with me, but let me know in the comments. Do you know what I mean? So, we have to back the team. Simple as that. Arsenal 2-1. I'm confident on this. And I'm confident because I'm putting my heart out on my sleeve. Superman's here. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. So if you like what I'm saying, of course, if you don't, leave it in the comment section. New subscribers, of course, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and click the links in the description where you can holler at me, Twitter and Instagram. So, Gooners, good evening, good night.